Or is it Kawhi getting bad advice or getting bad info or getting he's getting bad counsel from somebody that wants him to go to LA to be a more marketable player?
That's a good question.
We've seen the Spurs handle situations for how many decades now? 2?
Yeah.
We've seen them for 20 years be able to handle whatever comes their way. And then all of a sudden we're saying that something's coming up and the guy's got a bad hamstring and didn't want to play the whole year because it was hurt. It seemed to me, I kind of lean more towards the idea of him kind of getting bad advice than it is the Spurs organization handling things the wrong way. That's just my take on it, because I've seen what the organization has done since I've been watching basketball, and nothing like this has ever come up. But now all of a sudden, one year, it just came out of nowhere. And you never heard nothing about it before coming from the Spurs organization. So it makes me think that something's coming from Kawhi's end instead of the Spurs end.
Kevin, how odd is this? Is that he requested to go trade to LA, and Kawhi is a self-reserved, quiet type of guy, doesn't really make too much noise and everything like that. But you want to go to LA to improve your brand. You want to go to a city that every time you do something, there's tabloids on you. Like, I don't get the fit. Like, San Antonio's a real quiet, city compared to LA. And it's all about paparazzi and being bugged, and they follow your every move. Did Kawhi really want to deal with that?
What do we know? What do we know about agents and people that are in an entourage or people that are from the outside or things like that? What do we know about them? They always go and tell their clients, hey, you go here, you'll get more exposure, you'll make more money, because naturally the agents looking out for their clients are also looking out for themselves.
Right.
So when things like that come up, they try to throw the negative, like, look, they want you to play hurt. They want you to play this. They want you to play that. And we always know that there's always somebody in a professional athlete's ear. We all know it. We all know there's people in college athletes' ears as well. So we all know that these things come about and that they always want you to go to a place where you're going to get more notoriety, because that means more money for them in the long run. Mm-hmm. And the fit definitely don't fit with Kawhi in L.A. because L.A., just like you said, paparazzi everywhere. Leonard has always come across as being a quiet, keep to himself type guy, which he may be fooling us all with that shtick that he's been doing or with the way he's been acting, but you just never know. I just think there's somebody in his ear telling him, hey, dude, we could do this, 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 and this if we go here. Bad part is you're not going to be able to go to L.A. because San Antonio don't want nobody they have.
Yeah,
in order for you to go anywhere, you're going to have to get traded.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that's not going to happen.
That's the thing that you get mad about some of these players, man. And it's crazy that now it can happen to anyone, even to the San Antonio Spurs, who has been the model of a franchise for the last 2 decades, as you stated earlier. It's mind-boggling. And so to see this happening and for him want to – and then that's the thing. He's choosing where he wants to go. So now you're putting more, I can't get the best, package for this guy. Well, you can, but now you're going to have to, listen, he wants to get out of there. So you got to look out for your team. You can't just look out for him. It puts you in this situation where it's like, I got to get the better assets from my teams and everything like that. But like you said, with the agents, the agents already done kind of broken the relationship between me and this player. So it's like, I'm trying to look out for my organization first. At the same time, I got a job I got to worry about as well.
Exactly. It's a thin line. And the bad thing that has happened to the NBA now, and why we're seeing a lot of this kind of stuff happen, is the assembly of super teams and guys wanting to play together. And I think that's another thing that plays into it, because you always seeing guys going, well, I'm not happy here, I want out. I'm not happy here, I want out. Well, I like this guy, I want to play with him. Well, I like this guy, I want to play with him. And we've seen it since LeBron has went to Miami and since Boston got their super team, and we've seen it. And now it's happening more and more where guys are dictating to organizations what they want to do, instead of it being, look, dude, I'm your boss. This is how it's going to go down. If you don't want to play here, retire.
Yep. And then, like you said,
and if more NBA teams did that, then we would see guys going and sucking it up and playing for who they're playing for.
Yeah.
But the bad thing is, in this day and age in the NBA, everybody coddles and everybody cowers in to what the guys want to go and do.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate, man. But if you was the Spurs, I mean, obviously you gotta look at around the team and see you can get the best package for it. But who are you trying? Because obviously you're not gonna try to trade him to the West, you know.
No, you don't want it. You don't want to trade him to anyone that you're going to have to play a few times a year, and especially you don't want to trade him to nobody in your division. But what I would want to do is send him out east. Be like, hey, we'll give you this and this, and you can have Kawhi, but I just don't know of teams that have. You're never going to get what a guy like that is worth. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're never going to get the full value of a superstar. You're never going to do it. We've seen it happen before when people were trading away Dwight Howard or somebody like that, or somebody else for a bag of chicken nuggets and Nikola Vucevic and stuff like that. Yeah, you don't ever see the full value of a superstar in return. So that's got to be what's on the mind of the Spurs, is where are we going to get at least the best package to where we think we're getting something that is right at value of what we're going to be giving up. And it's going to be hard to find a place that's going to be able to do that.
Yeah,
because the Lakers already came out saying we're not getting rid of this guy, we're not getting rid of this guy.
Yep.
And the only guy I think they got any value that people are going to want is Ball. And I'm like, why the hell do you want to trade anybody to get Ball?
It's a media circus in itself. That needs to stay in L.A.
I tell you, he needs to stay in L.A. permanently. He never needs to go anywhere else.
No.
Just leave him there. Don't nobody trade for him. Don't even nobody bring him up in the trade.
Well, here's the tricky
part. But I don't see where Kawhi to go that it's going to be you get a good amount for him. I don't see it, because a lot of these teams aren't going to let go of of some of their big dogs.
Right. So
if you looked at mine, I'd be like, hey, I'll give you a Whiteside in a heartbeat if you want to give me Kawhi. I'll give up a few people on the Heat if you want to give me Leonard.
Yeah.
I'll be more than happy.
Yeah, Leonard still is a heck of a ball player.
Exactly. He's good. He just, last year, somebody got in his head that he didn't need to be in San Antonio, which is downright stupid.
Well, I'll tell you what. The thing that makes this tricky is that he got one more deal in this year in his contract. So it's like you sign him, you're taking that risk that next year he can leave.
Exactly.
Also, this wouldn't never.
He's the Paul George of this year.
Yeah, dude. It's funny that it was not funny, but it's actually kind of ironic that all this kind of just started going down as soon as he got hurt from Zaza sticking his foot out and rolling his ankle.
Yeah.
And I know there's been kind of beef between him and watching LaMarcus Aldridge kind of flourish when he was down. And Tony Parker called him out. So, I mean, there's just some stuff going on. And it's like, man, do you got to call Tim Duncan to talk to this guy? I don't know what you can do, man.
Can you imagine how that conversation went?
Go for
Tim
it.
goes, so you don't want to play in San Antonio anymore? Kawhi goes, yep. Tim goes, okay. Kawhi goes, yep. Nice talking to you. Bye. Click. That's how that conversation went.
Go just like that. But, I mean, the thing about that here, I guess he's trying to make himself more remarkable, but with the Supermax contract, because I know he was on an All-NBA team, he's losing $41 million.
Well, he's giving up a ton of money.
Yeah.
He's giving up a ton of money. But Cortez, we've seen it. Now, these guys make so much money off of their shoes and everything else that the NBA contracts, yes, they've become obscene, but a lot of guys make more money doing everything else besides their NBA contracts.
Yeah.
That's why you see guys wanting to take less money to go and hook on to another superstar because they're already making hundreds of $millions off of wearing a shoe.
Advertisement money.
Or off of selling shoes, or off of selling water, or off of selling Gatorade, or off of selling anything.
Yeah.
Even though they're making a ton off of these max contracts, they still make up for it in everything else.
It's insane, bro.
Yeah, these guys make money hand over fist. And but the worst part is all the shitty players getting paid that big, gigantic amount of money. Like when we looked last year at all the people who were getting signed, it was like, what? Like, how the hell did you make $100 million? First off, who are you? Second off, how did you make $100 million?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Seriously.
It's insane, man. But like I said, man, it's not always about the contracts with these guys because they can supplement it in other ways.
Yeah.
But it's just who's going to be able to give San Antonio the kind of deal that San Antonio wants. Because they're not going to think about Kawhi first. They're going to think about themselves first.
Right.
Because that's how San Antonio has been for 20-something years. They've always thought about the team first, players second.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
they were close to losing Tim Duncan.
Yeah. Don't remind me.
Tim just couldn't get his family on the airplane.
Why? I cry every day I hear that.
Could you imagine McGrady and Duncan?
Dude,
instead of McGrady and no ankle? Wasn't it supposed to be all three?
It was supposed to be all three. And T-Mac was... Then that's the thing. We was going to build our super team because T-Mac was actually going to take a cheaper deal.
Yeah, because T-Mac was first.
Because T-Mac was going to take the hometown discount. But once they...
Yeah, because T-Mac was coming to Orlando no matter what.
Yeah.
And he was first. And then Duncan was supposed to be second.
Duncan was supposed to be second. Then we signed and trade for Grant Hill because we were going to get his bird rights because we traded Ben Wallace and Chauncey Billups. I think Chauncey was part of that deal.
Y'all traded away the whole Pistons team that won the championship.
Yeah. So
to get Grant Hill. That was a smart trade.
At the time.
Well, the reason they put Ben Wallace in the deal is because they thought they were getting McGrady. They thought they were getting Duncan.
Yeah, and
so they were like, "Well, we don't need a big man if we're getting Duncan."
And Ben Wallace was actually hooping at the time.
When Duncan fell through, they were like, "Shit, no, we got to use Tree Rollins." No, I'm just kidding.
Winter Haven legend.
But I'm like, but that's what happened though. They thought they were getting Duncan, and that's why Wallace left. Yeah. Because I don't think they wanted to trade Wallace.
Dude,
but because they thought they were getting Tim, they were like, well, we need to trade Wallace to make for Tim whenever we can get him. And then when that fell through, and his family was like, I ain't getting on no plane.
Yeah, Duncan, I know.
Which I don't know why Orlando is closer to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. They were just trying to get to Florida. But
yeah,
Doc, I don't know. You throw everything at that guy if he wants to come here. But that's not a day we can say.
Well, they did. They threw everything at him. It was just sometimes family makes the decision for you.
You gotta let Tim and his family fly.
They should have gave that motherfucker damn lifelong passes to Disney World and
the type of money
Universal and SeaWorld.
The type of money Rich DeVos made, you could have got that man his own personal plane, man. Flew him to the games. I don't care.
Well, if they would have got Duncan and all of them, they would have